the third time in 6 days, the Olney Cropdusters and Bethesda Big Train do battle, this time at First Responder Field, sponsored by Serve Pro, Rockville, Olney. And welcome inside the broadcast booth, everyone. I'm Peyton Yalis. I'll be bringing you all of tonight's action here on the Cropdusters YouTube channel. We've got a beautiful evening for baseball. It's important to say that because the last time these two teams met, well, it was not too pretty. Had an hour-long rain delay, but conditions are much better here at Serve Pro Rockville Olney. So really excited. Should be a great evening of baseball. We'll have starting lineups and all that up next after this break in the national anthem. We hope you can join us. First pitch at 6 p.m. It's a beautiful evening for baseball here in Central Maryland. Here are your starting lineups first for the Cropdusters. It's Sakai Hawkins, Dylan Melton, Andrew Duncan, Cade Walter, Donis Rodriguez, Logan Barada, Landon Springmeyer, Owen McNeil, Avery Grain, and Landon Edwards on the mound. And then for the big train, it's Cal Johnson, Brennan Wright, Logan Panett, Daniel Machado, Emilio Gonzalez, Will Hack, TJ Gramisty, Ryan Fiscolo, and Jackson Mirza. On the mound is Alan Soler, as we send it down to our very own Ali, who has more on the big train's pitching conundrum.
Thank you so much, Peyton. And it's so interesting. The big train have been suffering behind the plate. Solar is starting things off, as we talked about. 7 closing hands that are here with the team this past week. It's been interesting to see. We got to see a returning guy who's been pitching for them, and a guy named Jordan Capuano from Youngstown State has been, come there from Frederick Community College. A very solid hand for them. 12 strikeouts to go 12 innings pitched when they won it all last year here in the Ripken League. He's been leaned on a lot more. 5 strikeouts so far in this week of play. And one thing he's told me, though, is the confidence that he's building upon. He's been working through some shoulder strain, and it looks like he's been getting better. He's been having Sal work with him a bit. He's just building on that confidence. Shoulder looks great. We'll see how he does, as well as the pitching staff. Big train.
Well, thank you once again, Ali, for that. Big train certainly have to weather a number of difficulties with so many of their players coming back from the College World Series, and that has hit them the hardest on the mound, as he said. A number of their guys still trying to make their way back. It's not just about getting back. Once they get back, it's about taking time off from such a long and taxing season and then trying to get back into form for summer ball. Not easy at all, but this is a Big Train team that is 12-time Ripken League champion, so they are experienced and they know what they are doing. As we turn our attention over to starter for the Cropdusters on the mound, it's Landon Edwards, the Terrapin out of Woolwich Township, New Jersey. Made 13 appearances this past season in the red and white. And in those 13 appearances, he allowed 26 earned runs, struggled with his command as well, 23 walks to just 14 strikeouts. Opposing hitters hit .359 against him, but he's looking to change that here this evening as first pitch comes across at 6:03 p.m. here in Olney. If you're just joining us, my name is Peyton Yaus, and I'll be bringing you all of tonight's action here on the Cropdusters YouTube channel. Cropdusters with a 2-3 record on the season. Last game was against Gaithersburg on Sunday, and they dropped that 14-5. Had yesterday off. Ali will have more on what the Cropdusters did to prepare on their off day. And they are back again in front of their home fans as Edward works with a 1-2 count. And Johnson hits it right over to Barada at third for the first out of this game. So that gives way to Brennan Wright over at second tonight. First lefty Edwards faces this evening as he watches pitch come over the middle and find the zone for a strike. The 0-1 pitch up high, counts it's even now at 1-1. Edwards' 1-1 pitch. This is on the outer part of the zone. As Wright sits up in the count, 2-1. fouled back. Count even at 2-2. Still just one gone here in the top of the first. Third time these teams have met this season. They will meet a total of 8 times in the regular season. So for a 40-game regular season, these teams will be facing off 20% of the time, as this is chopped on over to Rodriguez at second, who throws it on over to Melton at first, and there are 2 gone. So Logan Pawnette comes up to bat. Pawnette over at the hot corner this evening, as he'll get his first crack at Edwards, who gives him a pitch downstairs for ball number 1. The 1-0 pitch from Edwards is flied out into right center field. Green underneath it, as it's a 1-2-3 first inning for Landon Edwards. Cropdusters will be up to bat when we come back in the bottom of the first. Cropdusters up to bat for the first time in this game. It's their shortstop, Zakai Hawkins, leading things off. He'll go up against Alan Soler, guy from Central Florida, who's the number 3 left-handed pitcher in all Florida by perfect game in his graduating class. So Cropdusters certainly going to have their hands full this evening as Hawkins flies this one out into left field for the first out here in the bottom of the first. So that gives way to Dylan Melton. He's over at first tonight. First pitch to Melton. He's down in the dirt for ball number 1. One 0 pitch from Soler. Finds the zone on the outer half. to count even at 1-1. One ball, one strike, one out for Dylan Melton. As Soler deals, and that one right down the middle. Comes across at 88 miles an hour. The 1-2 pitch from Soler. Makes its way to the dirt before it makes its way to the glove of Gramesty. So the count sits even at 2-2. Andrew Duncan awaits on deck. The 2-2 pitch is grounded over to third. And the throw in time for the second out. That's punted over at third. And the always dangerous power bat of Emilio Gonzalez over at first. So 2 gone here for the Cropdusters as they look to begin a 2-out rally here in the bottom of the first. First pitch to Duncan. Gets away for ball number 1. Duncan took these big train deep back on Wednesday. The first home run for the Cropdusters of their 2026 season when he took one out into left field. Pitch misses on the outer half to send the count to 2-1. So Duncan well ahead in the count at 3-1. A walk would be the first base runner all game for both sides. It was a 1-2-3 first for the big train. It's been a 1-2 first for the Cropdusters. But that changes right there as Duncan draws the walk as he's aboard with 2 outs. Cade Walter now up at the dish. 2 outs, 1 aboard in Andrew Duncan as he watches the first pitch miss down low for ball number 1. Walter, just like Duncan, went deep in the inaugural week of the 2026 season. Had himself a big-time grand slam in the 25-1 thrashing of the Thunderbolts on Thursday. So he's got some big-time pop in his bat. He's also got great plate discipline. Watches ball 2 miss in the bottom half. Soler keeping a keen eye on Duncan over at first. Two-0 pitch from Soler. inside as Walter sits just one ball away from putting two between the base pads for the Cropdusters. Should he be needed, Donis Rodriguez awaits on deck. Walter given the 3-0 green light, but he fouls it off. Count goes to 3-1. Duncan gets back first base safely. Didn't hurt that Gonzalez couldn't handle the ball completely. Otherwise, Duncan might have been in a tough spot, but nonetheless, we'll redo the 3-1. The pitch is swung on and missed. So after being up 3-0, Walter with a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Soler trying to get out of the inning. Walter trying to extend it for the home team. The pitch is inside, so the Cropdusters draw back-to-back walks to bring up Rodriguez. Cropdusters would love to get him in between the base pads. At 5'8", he has got a ton of speed. Work to be done at the plate. Soler and Rodriguez set to do battle for the first time in this game. And Soler throws a strike right down the middle to send the count to 0-1. Count even at 1-1. Walter at first, Duncan at second. Cropdusters trying to bounce back after Sunday's defeat against the Giants. And Duncan out in his tracks. So that will do it for the bottom of the first. Cropdusters strand 2 as it's a 0-0 stalemate as we head to the second here in Olney. Daniel Machado, Emilio Gonzalez, and Will Hack to do up for the Big Train as we begin the top of the second here in Olney. I'm Peyton Yous, and I'll be bringing you all of tonight's action as the Cropdusters and Big Train do battle for the third time in twice as many days. Landon Edwards on the mound for the Cropdusters had a 1-2-3 first inning. And he's well ahead in the count at 0-2 against Machado as he deals. And the pitch is popped up into right center field. And underneath it is Duncan for the first out of the second. So that will give way to the Ripken League leader in RBIs with 10, Emilio Gonzalez. Big number 45. He's over at first base tonight. Edwards, before he went to Maryland, spent a year at Rowan College. Caught the attention of the College Park staff. And now dons the white and red just south of here. One-two pitch from Edwards is fouled back as Gonzalez stays alive in the at-bat. One-two pitch down low to even the count at 2-2. And Gonzalez sends this out into foul territory. And it makes its way into the Big Train bullpen. So the 2-2 pitch will happen once more. Edwards deals again. And once again, Gonzalez fouls it off. Will Hack on deck for the Big Train. As the 2-2 pitch is fouled off this time right in front of the Cropdusters dugout. So once again, the 2-2 pitch just misses to send the count full. Edwards' full count pitch is fouled back in this seemingly never-ending at-bat between him and Gonzalez. The pitch is taken the other way into shallow left field. So Gonzalez, after all that, gets the better of Edwards as he's aboard with a one-out single. So So with one out and one aboard, Will Hack comes up to the dish. Gonzalez is hit. First hit by either side this evening. Third base runner total for these two teams as he hangs off first base. And Edwards delivers a fastball that misses upstairs. Count at 2-0. Two-0 pitch from Edwards. Down low. Count goes to 3-0. See if Hack gets the green light. He does not, as Edwards finds the zone for the first time this at-bat. The 3-1 pitch from Edwards is chopped over to Hawkins. There's one. And there's two. The Cropdusters turn two to get out of the top of the second. Gonzalez stranded over at first as the Cropdusters up to bat for the second time in this game when we come back here on the Olney Cropdusters Baseball Network. Donis Rodriguez leads things off for the Cropdusters here in the bottom of the second. If you remember, he came up to bat in the first inning, but after Duncan was thrown out, the inning ended. Rodriguez set to continue his at-bat with Soler. First pitch inside for ball number 1. And Rodriguez lifts this one over the head of Machado, and he's aboard with the Cropdusters' first hit of this contest. So with one aboard and no out, Logan Barada up at the dish. Barada, another crop duster who went deep in week number 1. Had himself a 3-run home run in Olney's 25-1 win over Silver Spring on Thursday. Second most RBIs in the Ripken League. Does he have? He's got 9, trailing, as we mentioned, Gonzalez's 10. So Lair keeping a keen eye on Rodriguez, as he should. Lightning quick speed over there at first base. So that pitch gets away. Rodriguez moves into scoring position. One ball and 1 strike for Barada. Man in scoring position is Rodriguez, as Barada moves ahead in the count at 2-1. So Lair's 2-1 pitch is fouled back as the count evens up at 2-2. Springmeyer waits on deck, but there's work to be done first. 2-2 count for Barada. He grounds it over to Gonzalez at first, but that moves Rodriguez up to third. So he's just 90 feet away from breaking this tie open. So here comes Springmeyer. Springmeyer splitting catching duties with Jimmy Bell this season. They faced the Big Train on Saturday. Bell faced the Giants on Sunday, and it's Springmeyer behind the dish once again this evening. He lays off the first pitch that misses on the outer half. One-0 pitch to Springmeyer. Down in the dirt. Count goes to 2-0. Springmeyer stays off that pitch as he's ahead in the count at 3-0. Does he get the green light is the question. So there's 3-0 pitch. Misses. So 4 straight balls allow Springmeyer to take first. So that brings up Owen McNeil. Runners on the corners, just 1 out. Cropdusters a chance to strike first here in the bottom of the second. fastball finds the upper half of the zone. So McNeil down 0-1. And another fastball, this one on the outer half, finds the zone. So McNeil quickly down 0-2. Springmeyer at first, Rodriguez over at third. The 0-2 pitch to McNeil. Swung on and missed. So he's put down on a 3-pitch strikeout as Avery Grain comes up to bat. So Grain up to bat with 2 runners on and 2 outs. After him, it's back to the top of the order in Hawkins. A 1 pitch to Grain is popped up, and that will do it for the second inning. And for the second straight inning, the Cropdusters strand 2 runners as we head to the third inning here in Olney. Still a tie game at 0-0. Cropdusters and Big Train set to begin the third inning here at beautiful First Responder Field, sponsored by Serve Pro Rockville Olney. TJ Gramesty aboard with an infield bunt single. So one aboard and no outs for Ryan Foscolo. Edwards with 2 shutout innings so far. Chance to make that 3 here in the 3rd inning. Cropdusters have turned 1 double play. Can they make it 2? They cannot. Foscolo a step ahead of the throw from Hawkins at first. So 1 runner stays on for the big train this time, though, with 1 out. Jackson Mirza, final hitter in this big train lineup, now up at the dish. The 0-1 pitch to Mirza. Gets away as Foscolo moves over into scoring position. Foscolo hangs off the bag at second. Mirza works with a 2-1 count. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Mirza trying to put the big train in front. And no throw from McNeil as Foscolo steals third, and he's just 90 feet away from the game's first run. Full count for Mirza. Edwards deals upstairs for ball 4. So Edwards will get to see his teammate for the second time this evening. Got Johnson to line out. His first time up to bat. This time, 2 runners in between the base pads for him as Mirza joins Foscolo in scoring position. Runners on second and third for the big train. One 0 pitch to Johnson is fouled back. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 out for Johnson. Edwards deals outside. 2-1 pitch is flied out into deep right center. Grain makes the catch. Throw to third, cut off. As Foscolo comes across to score. And the Big Train take a 1-0 lead here in the top of the third. So Brennan Wright steps into the batter's box, looking to extend this 2-out rally. Mirza over at third. As he takes it the other way, but foul right in front of the Big Train bullpen. The 0-2 pitch. Grounded to Rodriguez. He scoops, and he gets it over to Melton at first for the third out. But the Big Train get the game's first run in sacrifice fly fashion. They're in front as we head to the bottom of the third here in Olney. As we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, the Cropdusters had off yesterday as we send it down to Ali, who tells us about what the Cropdusters did to prepare for today's action yesterday. Thank you again for that, Ali. Cropdusters had their first off day of the season yesterday. And in Ripken League fashion, they are back to work. One of 6 straight games here this evening. As Zakai Hawkins draws a 4-pitch walk. So one aboard and no out for Dylan Melton. Grounded out his first time up at the dish. Lays off the first pitch that misses outside and down low. Gramesty and Soler give each other a fist bump and head their separate ways. As Ali mentioned earlier, Big Train have had some pitching conundrums so far this season. But so far, it's been a scoreless outing for Soler as he faces Melton for the second time. And once again misses outside. Count sits 2-0. Two-0 pitch to Melton. Misses downstairs. So 7 straight balls from Soler to open the bottom of the third. It's a 4-pitch walk for Hawkins. Melton ahead in the count at 3-0. Chance to make it back-to-back walks for the home team. The 3-0 pitch finds the zone on the expected 3-0 fastball. Duncan awaits on deck. Walter in the hole. 2 of them each drew a walk in their first at-bat as a hefty swing and a miss from Melton gives us a full count. The 3-2 pitch is fouled back. Melton stays alive. Really good turnout here this evening at First Responder Field, sponsored by Serve Pro Rockville Olney. Cropdusters faithful out in numbers here in Central Maryland. The full count pitch once again is taken the other way. Hawkins puts the brakes on at second, and Melton aboard with a no-out single. And this might be the end for Soler. He'll talk it over with his infield and coaching staff as they decide the best route for him going forward. Home plate umpire makes his way to the mound. Soler will stay in the game. He's in a jam right now. 2 on and no outs here in the bottom of the third. His team sits in front 1-0, but that can change right here. Duncan went deep against this very team on this very field just 6 days ago. He shows bunt, pops it up, and Gramesty underneath it for the first out. 2 runners still on, this time with 1 out. Walter does battle with Soler for the second time this evening. Drew will walk his first at-bat and watches the pitch find the zone for strike 1. Hawkins takes off. And that will allow a runner to score. Here comes Hawkins. He's safe, as is Melton. Just like that, it's a tie ball game here in Olney. And the Cropdusters with a chance to go in front for the first time in this game. Melton sits just 90 feet away at third. Great heads-up base running from both Cropdusters. And there's strikeout victim number 2 for Soler as Walter goes down with the backwards K. So with 2 outs and 1 runner aboard, Donis Rodriguez comes to bat for the second time this evening. But he lifts it right into the glove of Machado, and that will do it for the bottom of the third. But it's a brand new ball game, a tie one at that, 1-1 our score, as we head to the 4th inning here in Olney. Logan Panett kicks off the 4th inning here in Olney. 1-1 our score. Panett flew out his first time up at the dish, shows bunt, pulls it back as the pitch misses outside for ball number 1. Both sides scored a run in the 3rd inning. Big Train now in search of retaking the lead. hefty swing and a miss from Ponnett. Sends the count to 2-1. Edwards still on the mound for the Cropdusters. Left-handed arm at a UMD. Ponnett chops that pitch foul to even the count at 2-2. Two pitch from Edwards. Dropped by McNeil. The count now rides full. The full count pitch is grounded through the infield. Hawkins a step behind as Ponnett gets aboard with a no-out single. So that brings up Daniel Machado, 0 for 1 on the evening with a flyout. This one hit out into right center, and it drops in the gap. Ponnett moves over to third as Machado secures himself a no-out double. So 2 runners in scoring position, no outs for the Bethesda Big Train with their most prolific hitter up at the dish. Emilio Gonzalez leads the Ripken League in RBIs with 10, as we mentioned. Singled in his first at-bat. This time he's got 2 runners in scoring position with no outs. Swings at the first pitch. Melton elects to step on first instead of send it home, which allows Ponnett to score Big Train back in front by 1. First pitch to Hack, misses outside for ball 1. Grounded into an inning-ending double play back in the second. Machado hangs off third base. As the 2-0 pitch to Hack is down low, sneaks into the zone for the first strike of the at-bat. 2-1 pitch is grounded to Barada at third. Just like Melton, he elects not to throw home and instead throws to first. And just like that, the Big Train go in front by 2, their largest margin this evening. Gramasty works with a 1-0 count and 2 outs, and he takes it through the infield. Hawkins once again just a step behind as the ball sneaks past him. So Gramesty aboard with a 2-out single. 2 singles for him this evening. His first one was an infield single. This one makes its way past Hawkins into the outfield. One 0 pitch to Foscolo is not a pitch at all. Edwards, an errant pickoff, sends Gramesty over to second. Big Train with another runner in scoring position. Gramesty takes off, and a diving snag by Barada saves a 4th Big Train run from coming through as Gramesty stays put at third. Two 0 pitch to Foscolo is fouled off to the right side over the head of the crop shop and the always electric Kona ice truck here. Two 1 pitch, grounded over to Hawkins. This time he secures it and sends it over to Melton at first to end the inning. But the Big Train used back-to-back RBI groundouts to put themselves in front by 2. 3-1 our score as we head to the bottom half of this 4th inning. It's a new man on the mound for the Big Train. Nathan Wines now toes the rubber for Bethesda here in the bottom of the 4th. So Alan Solaire's night done after 3 innings as he hands the ball to his right-handed counterpart. Logan Barada, first crop duster up to bat here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. His team down by 2 runs. It's become a theme in these games against the Big Train. Crop dusters save their offense for later innings. As Barada takes this out into right field for a no-out single. Crop dusters were down 7-2 entering the 7th inning on Wednesday, and they scored 11 unanswered runs over the final few innings to win in commanding fashion 13-7. Same thing happened on Saturday. They were down 6-2, scored 3 runs in a shortened game in that 7th inning. But the Crop Dusters could certainly use some offense here in the middle third of this game. Springmeyer drew a walk his first at-bat. Springmeyer sits ahead in the count at 2-0. Barada hangs off first as Springmeyer with a high fly out into deep right field for the first out of the bottom of the 4th. So that brings up Owen McNeil. Struck out on 3 pitches, his first at-bat. One 1-0 the count for McNeil as Barada takes off for second. No throw from Gramasty. Crop Dusters with a runner in scoring position in the form of their third baseman. Cropdusters in a perfect position to attack. McNeil with a favorable 2-0 count, just 1 out, and Barada over at second. The 2-0 pitch is fouled back. Two-one to McNeil, outside for ball 3. Winds his 3-1 pitch. Is hit by McNeil and taken out into right center. Barada stays put at second as there are 2 gone. So that brings up Avery Grain, 0 for 1 with a pop-up. Plays off the first pitch. That misses down low for a ball. Top of the order on deck in Zakai Hawkins. Grain pops it up in foul territory, right in front of the Cropdusters dugout, but no play from Emilio Gonzalez at first. Parada takes off for third, and he's in safely. Grain with a favorable 2-1 count. As Wines deals, and his off speed misses for ball 3. Wines his pitch to Grain. Is a strike as the home plate umpire peels down to his first base counterpart, who says Grain went around. Grain shakes it off and goes back into the batter's box, this time with a full count. Full count pitch with 2 outs. It's hit on over to third. The throw in time. Grain cannot beat the throw as the Cropdusters strand yet another runner to end this inning. We head to the 5th inning. Our score 3-1 in favor of the Big Train. Top of the fifth here in Olney. Big Train up 3-1 over the Cropdusters as Brennan Tom Have takes the mound. Tom Have out of Illinois Wesleyan. He's made 18 appearances in 2 seasons there. He's pitched to a 5.69 ERA. He's done that in 49 innings, in which he's only allowed 3 home runs, so does not give up the long ball often. But he does give up a 4-pitch walk to Jackson Mirza to begin this 5th inning. Cal Johnson now up to bat for the 3rd time in this game. Tom Have still yet to find the zone. But he gets Johnson to swing and miss at that 84-mile-an-hour pitch, as the count sits even, 1 ball and 1 strike. The pitch to Johnson is fouled back into the netting. Mirza out at second. McNeil says not so fast. As all of Mirza's hard work to draw his 2nd straight walk goes by the wayside. The Cropdusters with a chance to get the 2nd out of the inning here, but Tom Have sends the pitch upstairs. Count now full. Full count pitch with 1 out. Fouled back into the netting. As this one is lifted out into foul territory, but the play is made in left field by Cade Walter. So 2 gone here in the top half of the 5th inning. Brennan Wright comes up to bat, 0 for 2 with a pair of groundouts. He shows bunt, does not pull it back, so the count goes to 0-1. Swing and a miss from Wright. Means Tom Have can get out of the inning here. One ball and 2 strikes as Tom Have deals. But it's taken the other way into left field for a 2-out single. Right now, the 6th Big Train hitter to reach base this evening, as he gives way to Logan Pawnette. He's 1 for 2 with a single himself. One-0 pitch to Pawnette is skyrocketed out into left field, and that one a no-doubter. Logan Pawnette sends one 367 feet into left field as the Big Train take a 5-1 lead. So the base is emptied, and Daniel Machado up to bat. 1 for 2 with a double on the night. Three-0 pitch from Tom Have. A fastball down the middle for the first strike of the at-bat. But he comes back with a ball that misses on the inner half. Machado aboard for the second time this evening. So that brings up Emilio Gonzalez. 1 for 2 with an RBI. Tom Have searching for that final out. And he splits the center and left fielders. Machado not stopping. And the throw doesn't even come to the plate. So it's a 6-1 Big Train lead here in the top of the 5th, as Gonzalez delivers a 2-out RBI double. So Coach Rosenthal and the entirety of the Cropdusters infield will have a quick conversation on the mound. After some consideration, Tom Have to stay out there on the bump. So that will bring up Will Hack. Over 2 with an RBI. Gonzalez off the bag at second, as this one makes its way past Rodriguez. Errant throw allows Gonzalez to come in and score It's a 7-1 Big Train lead. TJ Gramesty now up to bat. One-0 pitch from Tom Have. Clips Gramesty to extend the inning. So Ryan Fiscolo comes up to bat. One of two Big Train to not reach base this evening. The other being Cal Johnson, Big Train's leadoff man. Two and 0 the count for Fiscolo. As Tom Have deals and gets the Big Train's left fielder to swing and miss. Both runners take off. And another ball that squirts past Rodriguez allows Hack to come in to score, and the Big Train up their advantage to 7, 8-1 our score. Jackson Mirza now up at the plate. Pair of walks for him this evening. He's got runners on the corners and swings at the first pitch he sees, but fouls it back. The 0-1 pitch from Tom Have is fouled off into the Big Train bullpen. The 0-2 pitch swung on and missed. So Tom Have finally gets out of the inning, but not without considerable damage. 5 runs come across to score for the Big Train as they blow this game open 8-1. We head to the bottom of the 5th here in Olney on the Cropdusters Baseball Network. Kai Hawkins kicks off the bottom of the 5th inning for the home team. Cropdusters down 8-1. Kai Hawkins in search of kick-starting and Olney rally. He's 0 for 1 with a fly out this evening. Wine still on the mound, in for his 2nd inning of work. Two-0 pitch to Hawkins is lifted into left field, but underneath it is Foscolo for the first out. Dylan Melton now up to bat. 1 out and nobody on for the Cropdusters' first baseman. Singled in his last at-bat. Coach Leader and company would certainly love that here. Andrew Duncan on deck. After him, it's Cade Walter who waits in the hole. Two-0 pitch. This is on the outer half. So it's a 3-0 count. Fastball finds the zone. Three-one the count as Melton takes this the other way, but drops it over the Big Train bullpen. Melton fights off that fastball as the count remains full. Melton sends it out into foul territory, but it drops in front of Foscolo. So we'll redo the full count pitch. Cropdusters have a tendency against the Big Train to save their offense for the final few innings, but it's getting early late here in Olney. Cropdusters have stranded 7 runners so far. Melton drops it in front of Foscolo as he's aboard with his 2nd single of the night. So with one out and one aboard, Andrew Duncan comes up to bat. As we mentioned, went deep on this very field against this very team just 6 days ago. He's got all the power. Can he tap into it right here? The 0-1 pitch. Downstairs. Count even at 1-1. Duncan. A hard hit ball past third. Melton moves over to third. And Duncan aboard with a 1-out single. So that brings up Cade Walter. Runners on the corners, just 1 out for the Cropdusters. Bottom of the 5th inning here in Olney. And Duncan moves on up to second. 2 runners in scoring position now for the home team. The 1-0 pitch from Wines. Upstairs, but in the zone. Count even at 1-1. Duncan at second. Melton at third. Cropdusters down by 7. In need of some offensive production. As Walter flies it out into left center. And Melton comes across to score. So the Cropdusters get their second run of the game as they're down 8-2. Donis Rodriguez, 1 for 2 on the night. Duncan stands a few feet away from second base as Wines misses down low for ball 2. Rodriguez lifts that pitch right into the glove of Foscolo. So that will do it for the 5th inning. Cropdusters tack on one more run, but the Big Train still sit in front by 6. 8-2 our score in Central Maryland. Top of the 6th inning here in Olney. It's a new man on the mound for the Cropdusters. Logan Carell toes the rubber for the home team as he gets Johnson to fly out on the first pitch he throws. Carell, one of 3 Lehigh arms on this roster. Cade Ahern and Carson Kelm, the other 2. Right goes around to even the count at 1-1. Fastball upstairs sends the count to 2-1. Three-one pitch from Carell. Chopped foul in front of the Cropdusters dugout. It's the count now full. Wright in search of his second hit this evening, but instead draws the 1-out walk. So that gives way to Logan Pawnette. 2 for 3 with a big 2-run home run his last time up to bat. That 2-run home run, the first and second runs of Big Train's 5 spot in the top of the 5th. Carell's 1-0 pitch on the outer half for strike 1. And an errant pickoff moves right up to second, so he's in scoring position with 1 out. We'll update you with some scores around the Ripken League. Braves in front of the Senators 5-0 in the bottom of the 3rd. Aces on top of the Grays 6-0 in the top of the 3rd. And the Giants in front of the Thunderbolts at home in the top of the 3rd. Back to the action here. Carell ready to deal with a 2-1 count. 1 out and 1 runner on. The pitch dropped by McNeil. So 3 balls and 1 strike for the Big Train's 3-hole hitter. Away and upstairs is that pitch. So So make it back-to-back walks drawn by the big train. That prompts Adam Leader to come out of the dugout. He'll have a word with Carell, as will the rest of the Cropdusters in field. So Carell set to stay in the game for the Cropdusters. One out and 2 men on. Carell to face Machado for the first time this evening. The 1-0 pitch. Another ball. This one upstairs. Carell in the strike zone for the first time this at-bat. Count sits at 2-1. Machado pops it up. Rodriguez underneath it for the second out. So that brings up Emilio Gonzalez. A pair of hits, a pair of RBIs for him this evening. Now has 12 on the young season. Two runners on and 2 outs. Gonzalez watches another pitch. Missed the zone. Three-zero pitch from Carell. This is on the inner half. Load the bases here in the top of the 6th. Three walks issued against 5 batters for Carell. In a bases loaded jam right now, but chance to get out of it with 1 out. Fastball upstairs makes it a 1-1 count. Carell deals, but it's in the dirt. 4-2. Gramesty awaits on deck should he be needed. A 3-1 pitch. Misses on the outer half. So an RBI walk drawn by Will Hack makes it a 9-2 contest here in Olney. We've said it time and time again this season, Achilles heel for this Cropdusters team, their command and their control. Once again, that issue rearing its ugly head as Carell has walked 4 of the first 6 hitters he's faced. The 1-0 pitch from Carell. This is down low for ball 2. Pitch in the upper half. Finds the zone, so Carell back in the count at 2-1. Once again, 2 outs. All he needs is just 1 out to get out of the inning. But he cannot get it there. So the big train with run number 10. They're in front by 8. Adam Leader back to the mound to talk things over with Carell. And that's it for Logan Carell. Faced 7 batters in 2/3 of an inning. Allowed 5 walks. 2 of those brought across runs. And it will be a new man on the mound for the Cropdusters. 4th one they've put out there this evening. And that man will be none other than Wells Twining. Big 6'6" righty. Warms up with McNeil. Twining comes to the Cropdusters from nearby UMBC. Made 2 appearances as a freshman in 2026. Allowed 6 earned runs on 10 hits in 1 2/3 of an inning. But that production behind him, right now, he's focused on getting his team out of this 6th inning. Twining set to face Ryan Fiscolo as his first batter this evening. Twining's pitched in 2 1/3 innings so far in the young 2026 Ripken League campaign. He's allowed 1 hit and 2 runs, both of those earned. He's issued 4 walks and as many Ks. Fiscolo, the 13th batter he'll face on the season, as his 1-0 pitch is chopped over to Hawkins, who sends it over to Melton at first. His scoop. Yes, sir. So just like that, Cropdusters get out of the 6th inning, but it's with some damage. 2 more runs come across. The big train up 10-2 as we head to the bottom half of this 6th inning. Logan Barada leads things off for the Cropdusters here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Time running out for the Cropdusters. They're down by 8 runs. Barada, Springmeyer, and McNeil to do up here in the 6th inning. Wine still on the mound for the big train. 1 for 2 on the evening with a single. He watches that pitch miss upstairs. So he's ahead 2-1. And he gives this one a ride out into right field. And it bounces up against the bottom of the wall. So he's aboard with a no-out double. Give him 2 hits on the evening. Landon Springmeyer now up to bat. Runner in scoring position is Barada. Springmeyer 0 for 1 this evening. Lays off the first pitch he sees. Misses downstairs for ball 1. Lays off that pitch, but it finds the zone to even the count 1-1. Hefty swing from Springmeyer, but he sends it foul. The 1-2 pitch from Wines in the dirt. Springmeyer chops it over to Machado, but he's out at first. A step behind that throw is Springmeyer. Barada, though, moves over to third. So the Cropdusters' third run sits just 90 feet away in the form of Logan Barada. Owen McNeil now up to bat. 0 for 2 with a flyout and a strikeout. Pitch gets away. Here comes Barada. He scores standing up. So the Cropdusters get run number 3. McNeil still up to bat, down 0-1. He chops it over to third. And he shows off the speed to secure himself an infield single. Nathan Wines, his infield, and his coaching staff will talk things over on the mound, but seems like they won't do much talking as all signs indicating that's it for Wines. And it is. So he comes out with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. We'll have more for you on the next Big Train Arm after we step aside here in Olney. The new man on the mound for the Big Train is number 38, Kaiser Smith, out of FAU. During his recruiting days, was ranked as the number 11 shortstop in the state of Louisiana before transitioning full-time to the mound. And he comes in with his team up by 7 runs, and Avery Green up at the dish for the Cropdusters. Green 0 for 2 on the night. After him, it's back to the top of the order in Zakai Hawkins. Hawkins swings and misses. Green swings and misses at that pitch. So he's down 0-2. Swing and a miss from Green. So Smith, with his first strikeout victim in Avery Green. Smith out of FAU, as we mentioned, a school that has a lot of ties to the Ripken League. It's where Emilio Gonzalez played before he transferred. It's where former Big Train alum Nolan Shanuel, now the starting first baseman for the Los Angeles Angels, played his college ball. So Smith, the latest owl to make his way up to the DC area. Hawkins with a high pop-up. And just like that, the inning is over. One runner stranded as Cropdusters down by 7 runs entering the 7th inning here in Olney. Lowe's Twining back on the mound for the Cropdusters. His team down by 7 runs. 10-3 our score as we begin the 7th inning here at beautiful First Responder Field, sponsored by Serve Pro Rockville Olney. So after Mirza's pop-up, Cal Johnson comes up to bat. The only Big Train member to not reach base in this game. Ironic coming from leadoff man, but nonetheless, does have a sac fly to his name, but 2 fly outs and a line out sandwiched in between that. The 0-1 pitch from Twining. Down low. The 1-2 pitch from Twining is fouled back into the netting. Another 1-2 pitch from Twining. This time, he puts down Johnson. So Johnson yet to reach base as Twining gets his first strikeout victim. Twining deals, but it's outside for ball 2. .86-mile-an-hour fastball, right down the middle. Count sits at 2-1. .31 pitch, well outside. As Twining issues his first walk of the evening. Logan Ponnet now up to bat. He's had himself a very successful game up to this point. Twining checks on right at first. Melton still holding down first for the Cropdusters. As the 1-1 pitch. This is upstairs. So it's a 2-1 count now. Right slides into second with a stolen base. So the big train with a runner in scoring position here in the top of the 7th. .31 pitch fouled back as the count now rides full. Twining looking to get out of the inning. Ponnet, his heart set on extending it. Payoff pitch is lifted out into shallow right field. Right beats the throw and the tag. So it's an 11-3 big train lead here in the 7th. Three RBIs now for Ponnet on the evening. Big train back in front by 8. Previously in front 10-2, now 11-3. The 0-1 pitch from Twining is grounded right to him. And after a slight bobble, He picks it up and gets it over to Melton at first to retire the side. But the Big Train tack on one more run for insurance as they take an 11-3 lead into the bottom of the 7th inning. Dylan Melton leads off the bottom of the 7th inning for the home team. Cropdusters trail 11-3. Melton with a pair of singles tonight. Two-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. Here comes the 2-1 as Melton swings and misses again. Count even at 2-2. Deuce is wild here in the bottom of the 7th. The pitch. Strike 3. Smith battles back with 3 straight strikes to strike out Melton. So that brings up Andrew Duncan. Duncan singled in his last at-bat. He's also got a walk to his credit tonight. The 0-1. Outside for ball 1. Another pitch. Misses down low. The count now 2-1. Cade Walter awaits on deck. Donis Rodriguez in the hole after him as that pitch is chopped foul in front of the Big Train dugout. Seventh inning is typically when Cropdusters come alive on offense. So far that hasn't been the case, but Duncan trying to change that here. Full count pitch. Ends in a walk for Duncan. So he's aboard with his second free pass of the evening. And here comes Cade Walter. Hard swing and miss on the first pitch. That one came across at 88 miles an hour right down the zone. The 0-1 gets away as Duncan moves over to second base. The 1-1 pitch to Walter. Misses upstairs. So he's ahead 2-1. Smith's pitch. Misses for ball 3. So make it back-to-back walks for the Cropdusters. Duncan, followed by Walter, makes it 2 aboard with 1 out for the home team. So that brings up Ryan Booma. Pinch hitting for Donis Rodriguez. Rodriguez went 1 for 3 tonight with a single. Cropdusters in search of some 1-out offense here in the bottom of the 7th. The 1-1 pitch. Down low for ball 2. Barada waits on deck. Springmeyer behind him in the hole. Smith's pitch. Once again down low. So it's a 3-1 count for Boomer. Smith's pitch. Fouled off by Boomer as the count rides full. The pitch. Hit over the head of the second baseman, and that will load the bases with 1 out for the Cropdusters. Brennan Wright made a leaping effort, but to no avail, as it sneaks past his glove. And arguably nobody you want more in this situation than Logan Barada. A single and a double to his credit this evening. So Booma at first, Walter at second, and Duncan at third. Kaiser Smith still on the mound as he deals and finds the zone to even the count 1-1. The 1-1 pitch to Barada. Swung on and missed as he gets Cropdusters' third baseman to chase upstairs. The 1-2 pitch just misses outside to even the count 2-2. The 2-2 pitch to Barada. Outside, count now rides full. The full count pitch. Fouled off in front of the Cropdusters dugout. So we'll redo the 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in Olney. Cropdusters with the bases loaded as Barada takes this the other way, and it drops. His third hit of the night allows Duncan to come in to score as the Cropdusters tack on their 4th run.
All right, Cropdusters fans, let's make some noise for our designated hitter, number 15, Landon Springmeyer.
Have yourself a night, Logan Barada, after grounding out in his first at-bat. He goes single, double, RBI single. So the big train will convene on the mound. as they elect to keep Smith in the game. Thankfully, his team has given him ample run support. 7 runs, Bethesda's lead. So Smith and Springmeyer ready to do battle. Bases remain loaded. And what the Cropdusters are hoping becomes another big 7th inning for their offense. First pitch to Springmeyer, taken the other way, but foul. A few feet from destiny. As Springmeyer down in the count now, 0-1. Springmeyer, a guy who's had a number of good at-bats in the first few days of this season, but is kind of just waiting for that breakthrough moment. The opportunity presents itself here. Bases loaded, just 1 out. Had a walk, his first time up to bat. Fly out and a ground out, respectively, following that. He's down in the count, 0-2 as the pitch is taken the other way once again, but foul into the Big Train bullpen. So the count stays 0-2. Another 0-2 pitch from Smith is called strike 3. Springmeyer in disbelief pleading his case, but to no avail as Owen McNeil comes up to bat. Bases once again remain loaded. McNeil swings at the first pitch he sees and takes it out into left field. But into the glove of Fuscolo. So the Cropdusters leave 3 stranded between the base pads, but they do tack on 1 run to make it an 11-4 contest as we head to the 8th inning here in Olney. Emilio Gonzalez up to bat for the Big Train as the 8th inning begins here in Olney. Big Train 11, Cropdusters 4 our score. Wells Twining back for another inning of work on the mound. The 1-0 pitch from Twining is down low, so make it 2-0 count. That one upstairs and away. Count now at 3-0. Four straight balls from Twining. Gives Gonzalez his second free pass of the evening. So that brings up Will Hackey. Like Gonzalez, he walked in his last at-bat. Chance to make it 2 in a row. But Twining has other ideas. Starts off the at-bat with a strike. The 0-1 pitch from Twining. This is outside. And this one grounded to the newly inserted Booma. And he sends it over to Melton at first. Gonzalez moves up to second. One gone here in the top of the 8th. TJ Gramesty now up to bat for the 5th time this game. Strong game he's had. Catching behind the dish tonight and at the plate. Pair of singles, as well as a walk that brought in a run. Was also hit by a pitch. But he's quickly down 0-2. Twining in search of his second strikeout victim. Struck out Johnson. This time, he gets Gramesty to ground out to Hawkins, who gets it over to Melton for the second out. Two outs for the Big Train now, as their left fielder Ryan Fiscoldo comes up to bat. First pitch from Twining to him is down in the dirt for ball 1. Twining, the 4th Cropduster to toe the rubber this evening. Edwards started. Tom Have came in relief of him. Carell took the ball from Tom Have, and Twining took it from Carell and has rode it out to this point. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Big Train in front 11-4. Barada charges it and sends it over to Melton for the 3rd and final out. So Twining gets out unscathed, but it's still an 11-4 Big Train lead as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Home team up to bat when we return. A new man on the mound for the Big Train in the form of Zach Malvasio. Fourth different Big Train pitcher to toe the rubber this evening, as he's set to do battle with Avery Grain to kick off the bottom of the 8th inning. If you're just joining us, Peyton Yaus on the call this evening. Happy to bring you all the action on the Cropdusters YouTube channel. Big Train and Cropdusters doing battle tonight for the 3rd time in 6 days, as Grain hits this over to Machado, whose throw is in time at first base.
Batting next for the shortstop is number 23 from the University of New Mexico, Hawkins.
So that brings up Zakai Hawkins. Hawkins 0 for 3 on the night. He's drawn a walk. Playing in just his 4th game of the season. The newly signed New Mexico Lobo spent the past season at Utah, where he excelled with a .262 batting average, .818 OPS. The 1-1 pitch to Hawkins. This is for ball 2. Hard hit ground ball makes its way past Machado. Hawkins halfway to second, retreats to first as he gets his first hit of the night. So that brings up Dylan Melton. 0 for 2 with a pair of singles on his line. Watches the first pitch. Miss outside. Watches a nearly identical pitch miss outside once again. So he's ahead in the count at 2-0. Hawkins off the bag at first. Melton doesn't bite on the high fastball. So it's a 3-0 count for the Cropdusters first baseman. Waggles the bat and watches another pitch miss. So he's aboard for the third time tonight. Andrew Duncan now up to bat. 2 runners aboard, just 1 out. As Hawkins takes off for third as he catches the big train lacking. Runners on the corners now for the home team. The 0-1 pitch. Now the 1-1. Almost in the same exact spot. As the count goes to 2-1. Melton at first, Hawkins at third. 2-1 pitch. Inside. So it's a 3-1 count for Olney's right fielder. Movasio deals and responds with a strike to ride the count full. Three balls and 2 strikes. 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Cropdusters down by 7 in search of some late inning offense. High pop up from Duncan. As there are 2 gone now. Cade Walter, the last hope in the 8th inning for the Cropdusters. Walter swings at the first pitch he sees, sends it into foul territory. Fiscolo, a few steps behind it, can't make the play. Walter down in the count, 0-1 after that foul ball. The pitch. A ball as Walter does not go around. Gramesty a bit confused about that call, but Walter will happily take it. 1-1 the count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Movasio deals. Has his off speed. Finds the zone. Chance to get out of the inning here. The 1-2 pitch to Walter. Outer half, but misses. So it's an even count. Deuces wild here in the bottom of the 8th. Walter doesn't bite, but watches it go right down the middle. So the Cropdusters strand 2 runners on the corners as they head to the 9th inning, down by 7 here on the Cropdusters Baseball Network. Jackson Mirza leads off the 9th inning for the Big Train. Wells Twining back on the mound for yet another inning for the Cropdusters. As he gets Mirza to pop up to Barada in foul territory for the first out in the 9th. So that gives way to Cal Johnson, who, as we've been saying all game, is the only Big Train hitter to not reach base in this game. Does have a sac fly, but has yet to reach base. Twining gets him to swing and miss. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. The pitch from Twining. Down low for ball 2. The 2-1 pitch. Outside. As it's a 3-1 count now. Hard hit ball by Johnson, but right into the glove of Andrew Duncan. So Johnson will likely end the night as the only big train hitter to not reach base. Brennan Wright now up to bat. Back-to-back walks for him, preceded those two with a single. It's been part of a 1-for-3 night for him. The 0-1 pitch. An off speed that finds the zone. So Twining, chance to get out of the inning. The 0-2 pitch. Fouled off as Wright stays alive. We'll update you with some more scores around the Ripken League. Braves in front of the Senators 6-2. Aces giving up 6 runs to the Grays, but they've added on a few more of their own. They're in front 9-6. And the Giants in front of the Thunderbolts by 2 runs this time, 5-3. So Twining issues his first ball of the at-bat. Still ahead in the count at 1-2 is Twining. Chance to get out of the inning here. And he does. Frozen rope hit right to Melton. So it's a 1-2-3 top the ninth for Wells Twining. Comeback time, baby. 8 straight runs. Let's do it. You know what? Why not? Just for the heck of it. It's like some Fortnite intro music from 2018. Honestly, bro. Some Allier intro music. Ryan Booma leads off the bottom of the ninth for the Cropdusters. His team down by 7. 7 runs would tie it. 8 runs would give them the walk-off. The 2-1 pitch. Down low. So Booma ahead. 3-1 in the count. Booma pinch hitting for Rodriguez. 1 for 1 tonight with a single. Looking to stay hot here. And he does. Good vision at the plate. Allows him to reach base for the second straight time. So with 1 man aboard and no outs, Logan Barada comes up to bat. Big night for him. 3 hits, one of those being an RBI single. Wild pitch allows Booma to move up into scoring position. Count even at 1-1 after that 88-mile-an-hour strike. Malvasio deals, and it's upstairs for ball 3. Springmeyer waits on deck. So back-to-back walks drawn by Booma and Barada as Springmeyer comes into the batter's box. Springmeyer, as we mentioned last at-bat, just searching for that breakthrough moment in the 2026 campaign. He's had a number of good at-bats, drew a walk in his first at-bat. Just trying to find that one big hit to change everything. Patient eye as he watches the first pitch miss down low. The 1-0 pitch. Upstairs. So the count now at 2-0. Hefty swing and a miss from Springmeyer. Two runners on, no outs. 2-1 count for Landon Springmeyer. Strike finds the lower third of the zone. So the count even at 2-2. Malvasio trying to put Springmeyer down, but he takes this out into right field. Booma tags up to third base as runners now stand on the corners for Owen McNeil. The 1-0 pitch fouled back. Novacio's 1-1. Right down the middle for strike 2. One-two pitch outside as McNeil stays alive in the count. Count sits full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the ninth. Cropdusters trying to spark a comeback as they load the bases. Grain now up to bat for the home team. 0 for 4 on the night. But all that doesn't matter right now if he can come through. Lays off the first pitch, but it's down the middle for a strike. And Grain pops it up to the center fielder in Jackson Mirza. And just like that, Cropdusters down to their final out. Top of the order now up to bat in Zakai Hawkins. Bases still loaded. Cropdusters have had that a number of times tonight, but just have not been able to capitalize. Runner after runner left stranded on base. But all that can change right here with the bat of Hawkins. The 1-1 pitch is grounded to Machado, who tosses it over to second, and that is the ball game. An 11-4 victory by the Bethesda Big Train as they even the season series here at First Responder Field, sponsored by Serve Pro Rockville Olney, to 1-1. If you remember, the Cropdusters took the first meeting of the year on Wednesday, and now the Big Train even it up. So, Cropdusters with a second straight loss. But they will be right back here in action tomorrow to take on the Southern Maryland Senators. It was definitely not the best showing by Cropdusters, but that's kind of how baseball works. It's kind of like baking, whether that be a cake, a blueberry muffin, whatever it may be. It just takes a few tries to get it right. Tonight was not that against the Big Train, who in their own right are a very good team, 12-time Ripken League champions. So the Cropdusters right back in action tomorrow night here on the Cropduster Baseball Network. We hope you'll join us when the Cropdusters take on the Southern Maryland Senators here at 6 p.m.